another way. Oh, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you about aggregate devices first. Um, and since this is loaded, I can show you this too. I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but utilities, and then you will find the audio MIDI setup there. You notice I have mine in the dock. That is because I go to it and reference it a lot. One of the other things that happened with the Mac operating system is that it stopped recognizing my audio interface as strongly. So sometimes when I unplug or plug in my Motu M2, I actually have to manually turn it off. There's a button on it to flip it on and off. I'll have to turn it on and off again, and then go into the audio MIDI devices or MIDI setup and actually re-click it and set that back up. You get the idea with this. It's not loading because I'm recording multiple displays and all that. But you get the idea. Audio MIDI device, audio MIDI setup's what you want. So aggregate devices. This is the optional one. This is if you want to bridge over something like the instruments in main stage, or let's say you have some other place where digital instruments live, like another digital audio workstation. So this is main stage. An aggregate device is how you get audio from one digital audio workstation to another. So you set up, typically I'll go with the M2 and something other than I show you audio capture, right? Because that is your output. However, you can do it. I just don't like to overload it. I'll do it just to show you, because it does have an input and output. So you have M2 and the I show you audio capture as the aggregate device. So the reason you want to choose both is for your input. So you're going to be using the M2 for your guitar and voice and whatever else. And then the digital audio, the I show you audio capture is going to bridge the audio from main stage into Ableton. So what you would do is, now that you have your aggregate device, you go into main stage, and the output is going to be whatever that audio device is. I'm not going to change it right now because I have it set up in a certain way. But you would change the output to that digital device that you've set up with the audio MIDI setup. So the aggregate device that you've set up, right? So aggregate device, the I show you audio capture is going to be your output. So that means that main stage is sending audio to this device. Then you would set up in live the input device as, where is it? Okay, so live is kind of funky when it comes to recognizing newly created devices, but essentially you're going to see that aggregate device, and you could name it whatever you'd like. That is going to pop up in your input. So then that will be your input. So then you can have audio from your M2 or whatever your audio interface is, and main stage coming through. So essentially that's what I've done using the cost option, right? So I talked about free being the multi-output and the aggregate device setup. So once you have those, you don't really need to purchase anything else.